parents' love. She'll come and stay the night, and I think I might have it all. And I thank God every day for the girl He sent my way. But I know the things He gives me, He can take away. And I hold you every night, and that's a feeling.
All right. We are going to get into February recap. It's March 5th today. I've been prolonging doing this February recap because it hasn't been good results, to say the least. But you know what? We gotta do it, unfortunately. This is just what I'm gonna have to do. Let's just look at the results here quick. And this probably does a better job than my trading spreadsheet at showing results. So this is December. And then you can see February start off here. This area, this dot is February. Couple 2-3 normal, very small days, positive $300, negative 250, positive $300, whatever. And then a negative $844 day, and then boom. What the fuck? February 16th, I lost negative $15,275. I mean, you can't really, if you have this in your trading system, a gigantic loss like that, it's really hard to trade well when you have these gigantic things. It's like playing Russian roulette. Like, it's cool, but then you get the bullet and you die. It's really hard to live and play that game. I'm just saying. And it's exactly how it was. And I'm not saying, I took one trade. It's like risk the entire account. Well, it's very similar to that, but I'll get into exactly what I did. But I'm not saying I was trading like a Russian roulette, but I'm just saying, like, as a systems trader. And if I'm going to do this discretionary, I can't have this gigantic loss. You can't, it makes it really difficult to be able to trade if you have these gigantic losses. Anyways, so the month of February wasn't bad. It's just, I didn't have that many trading sessions, because I was working, and I think that had something to do with it. So really, the main focus is this negative 60% day, negative 60% on the account. And that was February 16th. And I had just looked over the actual screenshots of the trades, and I kind of understood what I was doing. And I actually made a PowerPoint for this presentation just to show takeaways. But anyways, we had a hard trading day. We hit daily loss limit. I already showed a video about this. It's called Trading is Tough. This is all about February 16th. Anyways, I lost. And then I stopped trading. And then in the afternoon, an hour left of the session on a Friday afternoon, I opened up my phone. I said, let's just look at the markets. And I think at first I wasn't going to trade. Maybe I was, but I don't think I was. I was just looking at the markets, and then I decided, this looks like a good time to buy. It's in a zone. It dropped low, overextended, yada, yada. And I took a buy, and that was this trade. And I didn't have my position size calculator. I knew what I was doing was bad, which amplified my YOLO mentality. So if I knew I'm taking a cookie out of a cookie jar, I know what I'm doing wrong. I know I'm sneaking around. I'm tiptoeing. You know, I'm sneaking this thing. I'm gonna take 2 cookies now because I'm already fucking doing something wrong. And it's exactly that. I ended up taking more contracts than I knew I was taking more contracts than necessary. But guess what? I put a huge stop on it. So I'm thinking, whatever, we can pick up $1,000. We can pick up $800, $700, which is what I wanted. I ended up risking. I didn't know what I was risking at the time. I just had it on the chart. I just bought, I don't know how many contracts, but a lot of contracts. And it ended up just nosediving right away and stopped me out right away. And I had a big stop loss on it too. So I lost, and then I was like, oh, down 36.75 just on that trade. So now I'm down, I don't know how much on the day. I don't want to add that up right now, but a lot down on the day. And now I'm like, oh shit, we got to get this back. And I saw it nosedive even more. I'm like, dude, holy crap, it's a buy. Instantly. After getting stopped out, I bought again. This time more, I think more contracts. This is just death to people's ears. And then it dipped lower right when I bought too. I was thinking, I got a great price on it. And it kept going low. And I think it went up a little bit right when I bought. Like right after I bought, I'm like, this is great. And I put my target nearby. It came super close to my target. Dropped. The rest of the day just dropped. And it ended up going all the way to 3 p.m. And I think it margin called me and stopped me out. And I lost $10,000 on that single trade in the span of 35 minutes probably. I think it'll be the last time that'll ever happen. I know I can't say that. Nobody would believe it. But I understand. I'm disgusted with it. I don't want to talk about it. But the thing is, I'm talking about this. I'm putting this open, and I ended up, I think it's a big statement. I told my dad about this. And he was just like, oh my, like, he was like, this is extreme amounts of money, dude. You know what you're like? And I understood that, but he wasn't, pissed at me as much. You know, he wasn't, he saw a shame that I have for my own self for doing this, that I think he found it more useful to comfort me and to give me confidence instead of discipline. Because I am disciplining myself. So anyways, long story short, this month has been horrible. Let's just say that. All right. On to what I'm going to change. What am I going to do? Like, what are we going to do from here? We've got $8,600 in the account. What are we going to do from here is trade it. I'm a day trader, and I'm going to continue trading it, but I'm going to do things very differently. And here's what I'll do differently. No, dude, I just want the big screen, man. What? Sorry. This is just ridiculous. This is some bullshit, man. What the fuck is going on? Toggle camera. Bro, come on, man. Can I just show my screen? Fuck this, dude. This is always some bullshit. tell you what. From current slide. Bro! Swap. Yeah, there we go. Whatever. All right. Key mistakes. All right. Other than number one is not written down here. The gigantic loss day happened from me just caving in. And I think we got to dive into, like, what did I do when I caved in? Why did you just cave in and phone trade? Trade from your phone when you knew that's not what you're supposed to do because you don't have calculators. You're not even set up. Nothing's set up, dude. You know it's not your system. And I needed fulfillment. I needed something I was like hungry. I had an ache, an emptiness, and I needed to fill that. And I thought I could get that from the market. And I think, it starts from awareness. No, I'm not. I don't know, like, step by step exactly what I'm going to do to solve this problem, but I do know that I'm going to solve this problem. And I have been for these past trading sessions, one day at a time. And one day at a time makes me further and further away from making these mistakes. Meaning these mistakes happened in the past, and that's the only thing that they will be. And the more time that I trade and I don't do these mistakes, the more time I prove to my own self that I am not that person I was. The next key mistake is buying after I lost. I dove into a lot of trading days that I lost money, and I looked at the data. I looked at what I was doing. I looked at the screenshots. I record everything. And I looked at, I'm buying the same dip, dude. I'm buying the same dip. I'm telling you. Market goes down, I'm buying. Market goes down more, I'm trying to buy again. I get stopped out. Market goes down more or up a little bit and then down again. I'm in again long, and I just have this. We're just trying to buy, or not buy or short. I'm just saying we're trying to go counter trend all the time. And I think it has less to do with the charts and more to do with that first point. I'm trying to fill a void. I'm trying to validate myself through trading. I'm trying to buy something, and I want to see it go up so it gives me nourishment. And this is not how you get nourishment. This is not, I think that's kind of disgusting. Not disgusting, but I just think it's not the time or place to want, validation. And it's deep, because that is, in my opinion, what I'm doing. And obviously I didn't sign a form I didn't think that I was doing that in the time, but now retrospectively I can see that's kind of what I was doing. Anyways, and you can see that from point number 2 here, escalating risk after a loss. I'm escalating risk after a loss. So I lose 2 apples. I lost. Oh, I'm going to risk 5 apples now. Lost. I'm risking 8 apples lost now. And in combination with going downwards, I'm betting on it coming back up, and it goes right back to what is that roulette where you lose, you double your amount, you lose, you double your amount, you lose, you double your amount more. So you try never to lose overall. I don't know what kind of thing that is. I forgot the name of it. But it seems as if I'm doing that, because if the market goes down, like I said, I'm buying that dip or whatever it is. I'm buying because I think it's overextended, and I get stopped out, and it goes lower, and I buy, but this time with a greater amount, and I get stopped out and it goes lower. I'm freaking sure of it now, and I buy even more, and I buy 3 times as much, and it's escalating the loss. Not only I'm losing on one trade, basically one dip I'm losing on. One dip is knocking off huge portions of my account, but because I'm escalating risk as it goes down. I'm escalating risk as I seek a win. I so badly want a win, like I said, to validate myself, that I'm continually I'm buying until I win. It's no longer about the money at that point, in my opinion. Looking at myself as a third person trader, it doesn't seem like it's about the money at that point. It's about winning. You're chasing a win. All you want is a win. Like I said, I'm looking for validation from the marketplace, and I don't think it's the time or place. That's not professional, and that's just a big mistake that I was making. The last big mistake I was making was that daily loss limit is too large to swallow. It got to a point where I got the daily loss limit. I'm frustrated. All right, I have to stop trading now, but I want to make it back. Okay, but doesn't matter. I got to stop trading. And I do stop trading, and then I just can't. I just didn't, and I didn't adhere to the rules. And that's what happened February 16th. I was so close. I was an hour away from the market closing and saying, I already did it, man. I lost, and that's it. That's it. There's nothing needed. And I said, screw it. I don't want to take a loss today. I don't want to take a loss on the week. I think I can make an easy $800. I'm risking like $4,000 or whatever. I don't know how much I'm risking. I'm risking a lot, but it's easy to make. I'm going for a 0.25 to 1, man. It's an 80% chance of winning. If you freaking say buy or sell, it doesn't matter. It's generally speaking, what is that type of probability? Whatever, not experimental probability though, just standard probability. Whatever. Anyways, I couldn't lose, man. I couldn't accept a loss on the day. And that daily loss limit was just too much to be able to take. So improvements. Okay, now we go to the improvement section. I'll try to go through this quickly. Apple value percentage from 0.5% to 0.25%. I split it in half. So I'm usually risking 0.5%, not on each trade. It's about 5 apples a trade. So whatever. 0.5% of the account is an apple, is one apple, usually. And I decreased it. I said, all right, now it's 0.25% of the account. And I think it's been helpful. It's been helpful since I've done that. Then I scheduled trading and increase of sessions. A lot of why I was trying to trade and win is because I'm not going to be able to trade again for a long time. I don't want to, and that, so I forced things, and I'm unhappy that I couldn't make profit on the day. I didn't want to accept a loss on the day because I'm not going to trade for another week and a half or whatever it is, a week. And it's just too long. I went the complete opposite now. I'm scheduled trading. I have 6 sessions a week, 2-hour sessions. I was trading 45 minutes before. I'm trading 2-hour sessions. And this might be like, what? You're going to increase your trading? I am. And I do this because I personally know that trading is a huge part of my life, and I'm trying to maximize this. I'm trying to do this. So I basically quit everything, and I'm doing trading now. Fuck it all. I'm head first into this shit, and I'm going to do my absolute best. And I increased sessions. I scheduled trading. There's lots of trading. I'm fatigued. By the end of the day, 4 hours of trading, I'm fatigued. I only have time in the middle of, I work out and I eat some lunch and I read a little bit, and it's freaking trade again. It's like I'm fatigued, and that's what I want to do. I want to fatigue myself. It doesn't feel right making money not being fatigued. I want to work, and I like that shit. So this has been extremely helpful already. It's been so helpful. I feel so much more at peace. I'm able to take daily loss limits now. It doesn't matter because I know that I'm going to trade in the afternoon, or I know I'm going to trade tomorrow. There's going to be a tomorrow. It's not a problem. I'm doing this for life. I'm doing this. This is my career. So really, a session loss is not as big of a deal. And it's not as big of a deal mostly because of that, and I decreased it to 8 apples. So 25 apple was my loss limit, and that's too much because my dad was telling me, dude, your loss limit shouldn't be so much more than what you can reasonably make on a single trading day. And I took that like, wow, that's a great idea, because I was doing 25 apples. I rarely make 25 apples a day. So at 25 apples, that loss limit was just some type of insurance policy. If it goes way low, then just, all right, no more lower. When in reality, that session loss limit should be part of your plan. It should be, before a big move down happens. And that's exactly 8 apples. I've been 100% adherence since February 16th about that. And I've been really happy with this, even though I hit that 8 apple loss all the freaking time, dude. This 8 apple loss happens all the time, and I've lowered my risk on the trades, and it's getting a little bit better. But I like being a poor man. I like being only 8 apples of risk. I like having a budget here. I like budgeting. I do. I like it because now I'm tight in a box. It's only 8 apples worth of risk. I'm risking small. I feel more like a peasant, bro. I feel more like a peasant, and I like that. Next is set strict rules of measuring risk before entry. This is a big one. I used to trade, and I was like, all right, buy. And then I measured the risk afterwards. Oh, I was a little bit over contracts on that. That's fine. I'll just say double on this trade. That's fine. And I have means of saying single, double, triple on trades as far as my risk per trade. But in this case, I was just a bit more of a gunslinger. And honestly, since this, I have been following this. I look at trade. Oh, I want to do this, and then I've been anticipating a lot more now. Because I have to measure the risk before entry. That means measure how many contracts I need for that zone or whatever that trade is. It's been a little slower, but I consider myself extremely fast on my setup because this is my life. I'm extremely proficient with doing it, and it really hasn't hindered me. I miss a few trades, but those are so quick, I might not be able to even do it anyways. Those are too quick. I don't even care, because if I don't know exactly how much I'm risking, and I do that, it's just, I don't like it. And I understand why. I just need to measure risk before entry. Then there's no excuses for over risking. I consciously see how many contracts I need to put on. Anyways, then I set a penalty in case I don't adhere. Okay, so there's rules for this. If I lose 8 apples on the session, I have to switch to a simulated session for the rest of the session. And if I lose 8 apples in the simulator, I'm done trading on the session and I exit everything. Hasn't happened yet, but I just switched to simulator right away. That's what simulate right away. But my dad was saying, like, you still have to adhere to that, dude. If you can't adhere to anything, you're still going to have to adhere to your daily loss limit, even if you put it at from 25 apples to 8 apples. And here's the deal. It is true. What is going to make me adhere to that 8 apple daily loss limit? Well, I set up penalties. We set up penalties for me. In case I do not adhere, 2 weeks of simulated trading, plus I have to call my dad and tell him that I knowingly, willingly, and deliberately disobeyed my own rules. And not disobeyed my own rule of like, oh, I mistakenly did this or something. No, I fucking willingly traded after I lost 8 apples. That is a mortal sin. That's a mortal sin. And I don't want to call my dad and say that to him, bro. So I haven't since. And I'm not a big I'm fine with penalty. I like penalty. I think you need some penalties in life. But anyways, oops. As far as this is probably getting boring now, but the last bit here is the changes made that I made in the actual trading system. I archived the intuition setup. Then I added alpha swing recent to all trade descriptions. So all trades get a alpha swing. I'll show. Let's just look at one trade, any one of them. All right, so this is a breakout short. No, this was a comeback bar prevention. What was this? Oh, this was an H-S 2-bar bubbling predict. These are archived now. But anyways, alpha swing would be from where you see it on the chart, from bottom to top. It looks like it went up, but it went down big time. So alpha swing is I don't know, meaning it's mixed. It's neutral, I don't know. And then the swing itself is down. Swing is recently down. That is the swing. So swing is down, and then recent is up. So alpha swing, I don't know. Swing down, recent is up. So it kind of tells me in general in every single trade I make the kind of where it is, kind of generally. You know, I'm not going to be particular, not going to be perfect, but it gives me more information on where this trade is, because this trade could be up here. This trade could be way down here. This trade could be right here going short. I mean, it could be anywhere. And it's good to know that the swing is down. This is end of trend. And, you know, I need that. And then I archived all H-S, so holding setup trades except demand opens. So all those 2-bar bubbling predicts, like right here, so it's a green bar and then comes down. I bought flat out saying prediction that this bar is going to turn green, this current bar. This is not profitable. It's not profitable. At least the way I was doing it is not profitable. So I archived it. It's archived. I'm not going to trade that anymore. But I am trading the breakout. You can take the break. If it turns green, then you can buy the break and put your stop at the low. That's a simple breakout. But the other one was holding splits. Just bookkeeping stuff. H-S, I used to have super recent holding splits. Really recent holding splits, I would mark as H-S as a holding level creation prediction. Which that is what it is, but I'm just gonna now archive that. All other no predictions are allowed in H-S anymore. It's just demand opens, and then holding splits that are super recent like that, that could be fold into a holding level creation. I'm just gonna put in 2 holding splits, so that'll be a holding split, and I'll just put recent, a trade of recent 1-2, because all holding splits show recent 1-2 or whatever. I don't have to show, but here's a holding split. It's a projected free space outside local disalign, recent 2-1. So that means it's fairly recent. Let's go to 964. 964. Right here. So this is a holding split. So bearish bar, protecting free space of 2. Outside local disalign, arrival is overextended of 1. Past distal line, that's local distal line. X score of 1.75, which is X score is how far it goes, and then comes back to the zone and re-enters. So we entered in here. Yeah, so this is recency of 2-1. So this wouldn't be one of them. This would not be a holding level creation predict. This would still be holding split, but that's why I have recency of 2-1. If it was the candle before it and turned green and entered into that, then I would be saying recency of 1-2. I'm not counting bars. I'm just looking at it. But anyways, that's it. That's what I'm going to try to do. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm risking so much less money. There's a lot more that goes into it, technically. There's a lot more that goes into it, like risk rewards and a few other things. I did fail to mention that I did implement a trailing stop option for one of my trades. I can do that. It's an option. I don't always. I've been going for a little bit more risk reward that I can, but it seems to suck. It seems to really suck, honestly, but whatever. Meaning it's just not very many times I win. But anyways, it's 30 minutes. This was the big February recap. And then you can exit now, but I just wanted to show a screen so I can have an end screen for YouTube. So we're just chilling.
I wanna get used to, but there's no man as terrified as the man who stands to lose you. Oh, I hope I don't lose you. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Oh, please.
All right, deuces.